Hello, I'm here today because God sent me. I really need to make a different intro and something that actually resembles who I am because I feel like this is so hypocritical. Just like clicking into scene and saying a stupid phrase because I don't know what else to say. We'll figure it out on the way, whatever. So let's talk social media today. I had this idea of discussing this matter only because it's something I've gone through and I might be able to help some people that haven't gone through that yet. The video obviously is called No Social Media for a Week, and I didn't do that this week, but I've done it in the past when I was still in high school. The year I took my exams to get into uni, I decided that I wanted to try and actually completely delete all my socials, Facebook, Instagram, anything, and see how that affects me, both in my concentration, my focus, and maybe in my mood, my ability to process the information that I was reading or anything. I didn't know what the results could be, so it was a fun experiment, I guess. I didn't just last a week, because I found that the effects were a lot greater than I thought in the beginning, and I actually continued not having socials for several months, around 2 or 3, something like that, until I eventually finished school. So I didn't have to do anything. I wanted to get the socials back just because I was going, to the beach with my friends and to walks all the time and playing basketball and all. So I wanted a way to communicate without calling them. So, what were the effects of no social media for a week? Well, at first, let's start by saying that it was an excruciating experience of not being able to shift your focus to anything else than your thoughts. I think I made it a little too complicated by saying it like that, but it perfectly explains what I had in my mind. The reason social media is so popular, as far as I can see at least, right, is because people refuse or can't really stand the idea of thinking on their own all the time, because that brings up many things that they don't want brought up, like insecurities, which comes from self-analysis, right? Because as you continue thinking, like, your thoughts are endless, so eventually you're gonna get into inner parts of yourself that you didn't know you had, and they end up not liking that. So that's why every couple of minutes, even if you're just sitting normally, just not doing anything, you will try and pick up your phone, like instinctively, not even thinking about it, like a puppet master is holding your hand and it's going like this. So that's what we call addiction. You fight with that for several days before you actually just get it out of your mind a little bit. But after that, I have to say, it's quite a freeing experience. Like, you find new creative ways of taking advantage of your own mind and thinking of different stuff. It also helps you by not letting you forget. I'll get into that later, don't worry. But you really are more focused and quite happy. Like, happiness is something that I can say I got from that in the first week. I was like, yeah, I don't need anything in my hands right now. I can only be with myself, think, analyze things that I want to do, maybe think of different things that I want to do in the future or anything. It really facilitated the process of creative problem solving, I'd say. And when I say problems, I mean daily obstacles that we have in life. Like, you have to do the dishes and that takes time, so it's a chore, right? You don't want to do it. So you end up completely distracting yourself on your phone, and eventually you're like, oh shit, I have to do the dishes. And you know how that goes. So I ended up being a lot more productive, not in reading or studying for school, because I just didn't like that. But everything else just got better, like my working out, my chores in the house, anything that was self-related. So many of my thoughts actually became better better in the sense that I wasn't being as negative anymore for anything, because I was just by myself. If I couldn't afford to be negative because it was counterintuitive, I guess, in my mind, subconsciously. The other thing that I mentioned earlier is the forgetting part. It was really fascinating to me that you really had like a stronger memory of things that you had to do throughout the day. We all have things we have to do, right? But occasionally something is gonna slip. We're humans, we all forget and stuff, of course. It's not like not having social media makes you a superhuman or anything. But we are also so distracted by our devices here that many times we forget things that we shouldn't have forgotten. Like, it was obvious that this was supposed to be done by a certain time frame, and you just didn't do it because you were distracted looking at Reels or TikTok or whatever, right? So yeah, forgetting was a really big part for me, because my dad used to say that I'm being so forgetful, and I'm like, how? Is there a problem in my mind? There wasn't a problem in my mind, it was just the things distracting me all around. It's like being in the public space. So you look around and there are people everywhere, you are looking, they're looking, you hear voices, you can't really concentrate on anything. It's exactly the same thing, as far as I can see it, of course. So, for the first week, after the freeing experience, came the completely neutral experience. I had my phone as a device, I guess I could call someone if I wanted to, but I didn't have this so distracting part of it, the whole social media thing. But I also stopped noticing it. Like, I stopped looking at my phone, but I stopped caring about it as well. So really, after a week, it was like I never had social media, which was quite interesting, because I thought that because it was so addictive, there should be some kind of repercussions from not using it. But no, after 1 week, I was completely fine. And the only reason, again, that I reinstated every social that I had back in my life is only because I had friends that I needed to be in quick contact with. That's all. So, what's my takeaway from this video? It's really important, now that we are living in the age of attention economy, to find a way to monetize it. What I mean by that is you have to find a way to be the creator, not the consumer. Because being the consumer, I'm not bashing on anyone that is a consumer, because if there were no consumers, there would be no need for creators, right? But in terms of talking about the business and entrepreneurship and anything, I find it kind of a missed opportunity if you don't have a social media presence in some way, shape or form. Like, for me, I have my socials on pretty much everything besides TikTok, because I hate it. And it's all about building my name and my personal brand, using my YouTube channel and all of those things. And I'm trying to grow it organically. I haven't put any money into it. I'm just posting very consistently and trying to provide value to my audience, which is constantly growing slowly but surely, I guess. And I find it a missed opportunity not to do that, because eventually this is going to be one of the key skills, and not in the very far future, that people will need. Like, if everything, like already social media is such a big part of a business being shown to the public, and most people don't know how to utilize that properly. And that's why they get social media marketing businesses to handle their stuff, and they only create the content if they even create any content at all. So it's an important skill. It's a very useful skill to have if you want to make probably a substantial amount of money in 2025 and onwards. So yeah, being a creator, of course, I wouldn't say it's for everyone, but I'd say it's a very reasonable path to consider before looking at other options. I'm just saying, have it in your arsenal if you want to have some kind of way to create an income from thin air, because that's essentially what it is. And let's not get into the discussion of actually growing yourself and not other people, so that you may become an affiliate one day and get deals from other businesses, which due to your following, your large following, I guess, you will be able to showcase products and actually be paid for that. That is sweeter than it sounds, I think. Yeah, that's what I had to say about social media. It's an ever-growing space right now. It was probably the second internet that came around and nobody believed in it until right around 2020, where everything started becoming so rapidly growing and everybody looked to get in front of people's eyes, and the only way to do that nowadays is through social media, be it ads in Facebook or Instagram, posting, organically growing your profile. All of those things tie together to one singular thing, which is attention. And the sad truth is that the attention of many viewers nowadays is seriously reduced, mainly because of TikTok and the short reel culture that has engulfed every kind of child from the age of like 2 or 3 to 40, doesn't matter anymore. And the attention span has dropped to like 2 seconds at most. So if you don't know how to market yourself and get in front of people's eyes and retain this attention that you're getting, you won't succeed in that space. It's a game that you have to learn how to play. And don't think that just because I'm talking about it that I know about it. I'm still learning, still trying different things and trying to actually succeed in that space. It's a little more difficult than I'd like, but anything worth achieving is difficult. You won't get anything easy and it be worth it. I don't believe that's possible. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. I'm really in a very happy place right now. I don't want to share more currently. I'll for sure make a video quite soon about it, no matter how the thing unveils in the end. Stay tuned because it's a really big part of what I've been trying to work on all those years. And in terms of learning from it, I think you will benefit too if you are actually chasing anything alike as mine. And I hope, first of all, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful or helpful or valuable. All those things matter for me. And stay tuned for the next videos because they will be really interesting. I really hope so. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.